Test, test, test. There we go. Perfect.
The absolute absurdity of that song that we blast through everyone's speakers on a weekly basis. I mean, it's just, it makes me laugh every week. It's 3 years we've been doing this.
Is that it? Feels like
At
10.
least. It does feel. We've watched at least a decade worth of television and movies.
Yeah.
But God, I love that song. Welcome back for another helping of Oysters, Clams, and Cockles. I'm Ross Bolen here with my buddy Barrett Dudley to bring you the best TV shows and movies weekly in an easily digestible podcast packed with laughs. Barrett, let us hear that saucy voice.
Oh, I'm gonna give you a sound effect too. I'm gonna give you a sound effect. Swoop. That is the sound that I made moments ago.
Swoop?
Yeah, I went swoop like that because what was happening was I was running a bit late to the podcast stewed. And you guys were all set up with the video here, computers out, microphones hot.
Sure.
The door was closing.
Oh, wow.
Fortunately, I was wearing my my accessories belt.
Yep.
And I just whipped out my 2 bottles of lube, sprayed them all over my head and my body, and then I went swoop, and I slid in this door, plopped down on this seat, and I made it just in time. So, yeah.
Oh, you're Lube Man.
Yeah, I'm Lube Man.
That was a laugh out loud moment for me when they called him Lube Man. Was that really lube?
I mean, it was some type of, I guess it could have been olive oil.
The fuck? That was incredible. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, well, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it and managed to...
Thanks to my trusty bottles of lube hooked up to my accessories belt.
And you already towed yourself off, which I appreciate a great deal.
Yeah. I didn't want to look too wet on camera.
We keep tally...
Very dry.
Yeah, we keep tally off camera. And Towley comes out, and if either Barrett or I experiences something that causes us to be wet, Towley from South Park heals us.
Yeah,
we got another fun episode today. We're covering Watchmen Season 1, Episode 4. We're discussing the pilot of His Dark Materials. So, 2 very simple, easy to understand, easy to not complicated, not crazy, nothing insane happening on either of those shows. And then Julia Roberts' Top 5, which... Top five. We're
Julia Gulia?
Julia Roberts. Not Julia Gulia.
That's Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
And Never Been Kissed.
Yeah, different white woman.
Ah, okay.
Totally different white woman. Yeah. This episode of OCC is also brought to you by Leesa. I routinely argue that your mattress is up there with your TV in terms of important purchases that you make for your home or your apartment. So you have to ask yourself, is your mattress kind of shitty? Do you even remember where it came from? Do you wake up every morning feeling like you've won the lottery because your mattress is so damn comfortable? I do, on my hybrid, made by Leesa, our sponsor. Leesa, join me. Leesa knows how important rest is to a better life. Leesa is the foundation of a healthier, happier you. And to Leesa, a bed is more than just a place to sleep. It's a place for relaxation and rest. All of Leesa's products have been thoughtfully designed to go beyond creating a comfortable bed to transform your bedroom into a sanctuary that you actually want to spend time in. They have an incredible deal for us, Clam Fam. Everyone who's listening, you get 15% off any mattress for a limited time at Leesa.com/dragon when you use the promo code DRAGON. That's LEESA.com/dragon, promo code DRAGON. I've been sleeping on a Leesa forever. Their hybrid is unbelievable. The hybrid by Leesa combines their premium foams and springs for enhanced pressure relief with edge-to-edge support, thoughtfully designed with the best of both worlds. I say it is the most comfortable bed I've ever laid eyes or body on. I literally fall more deeply in love with it every night that I sleep on it. And we've been together for years now, Barrett.
You're such a day one Leesa rider.
I am.
That it's almost time for you to get a new Leesa.
It's true. That's going to be crazy when that day comes, right?
Yeah.
Right? And there will be like a new version, too. and I can't wait for that.
Who knows what type of crazy hybrid technology they're going to be
Sexy
serving
future?
up then. Yeah.
Into the future? Yeah. Leesa.com.
Not sure how it could get better. I mean, but just, I'm sure they'll figure out a way.
Oh, I'm sure they
It's
will.
Leesa.
I'm sure they will.
You know what I mean?
Science, technology, these things advance.
They do. Exactly.
They move forward.
You can't stop it.
And so does our sleep with it. Leesa.com/dragon.
Dragon.
Promo code DRAGON. What's coming on Patreon in November? What's already available on Patreon? Well, I'll tell you, Barrett.
Tell me.
First of all, I'll tell you what Patreon is. Patreon's where you can get more episodes of OCC ad-free exclusively on patreon.com/Oysters, Clams, Cockles. It is simply a platform that provides us the opportunity to provide you with more content. And so we do that.
Yeah.
We do that. Yesterday we did our movie club for the month of November on the film Parasite. That was
Shouts to all the parasites out there.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. What did we do before that?
Before that, we broke down all of our early thoughts on the
Apple
4
TV Plus
pillar TV programs out on Apple TV Plus right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We did. I won't even tease you with what our thoughts are. You'll have to go to Patreon.
Yeah, you'll just have to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, when you sign up, just for the record, before we cover what else is coming in November, you do get everything in our backlog from October. So, like the movie club for Joker, if you watched Joker, Righteous Gemstones, if you watched that, Fleabag, season 1 and 2.
Those old movie clubs are going to be especially useful.
Yeah.
As we head into award season here.
Oh yeah.
People are going to be catching up on these movies. They're going to say, "Oh God, Parasite, what is this Korean film that I've never heard of before until just now because it's getting nominated for a million awards?"
Right.
And we're going to say, well, if you had been part of the Patreon, you would have known, you would have already gone to see this movie. But now, guess what? You can go see it whenever, December, January, late November, next year sometime, whenever, and it'll be there waiting for you.
Whenever you want in the future.
When you're a member of the Patreon in either the Mollusk Militia or the Clam Fam. Speaking of those Apple TV Plus shows, it's reported that they were spending, or that they did spend $300 million, or they had a $300 million budget. Let's just say they spent it. I'm going to say they spent it. They spent $150 million on each of the first 2 seasons of this show.
Allegedly.
But it only costs $5 to join the Patreon and listen to the episode about the $150 million show.
You got to spend money to make
Ipso
money.
facto, very little cash monies involved to get a lot of cash monies.
Yes. In effect, yes.
Is the way that works. You're
Ipso facto.
You're paying $5, you get content about $150 million.
Yeah, you're only
the
paying
content
$5.
is worth far closer to $150 million than it is to $5.
No, I follow. Technically,
in my honest opinion,
you're paying $5 for like roughly $300 million worth of content.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the deal we're providing you with.
That's the transitive property.
Can you even believe it, folks?
No.
Go to patreon.com/Oysters, Clams, Cockles today and redeem your $5 for $300 million.
There's more.
Coupon. Yeah, so what else is coming in November?
Man, I just did
this
that.
Month.
Now I can't even I can't even remember. Oh, next week.
You can't yell, wait, there's more like that, and then not follow through. You need
an ode to Rick and Morty, plus we're going to be talking about the first couple episodes that come out of this latest and greatest season. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
And then last but not least, last week of November, we'll be delivering a Mollusk Militia only exclusive hotline call episode, which you'll just be able to listen to, on your way home for Thanksgiving.
Gotta love that.
Sitting around in the airport, just teasing your ears with that delicious, delicious Patreon ad-free content.
Oh, that's hot.
Good
Only
stuff. For you because you're a member of the Mollusk Militia.
It's just for you, baby. Yeah. Patreon.com/Oysters, Clams, Cockles. Let's talk about Watchmen.
Okay.
Season 1, episode 4, completely off the rails. Somehow even more than the first 3. I didn't know that was possible, but it really happened.
The first 3, honestly, they were weird, but I would not say off the rails. If you kind of knew a little bit about the background, nothing was really there were certainly weird elements, some stuff that you didn't quite understand.
Sure.
But it was all relatively approachable, I would say. For me, this is the way that I felt.
Squids falling from the sky. Okay,
Sure, sure.
But I understand what you're saying. Here's the thing.
Because this episode really zooms it out.
Yeah.
And now
It gets crazy as hell.
Now it gets crazy as hell.
But
now we've we've pulled that camera back out. We're at a wide angle, and there's just a whole bunch of shit going on, and it is going to be interesting to see how it all connects.
Yes, it is. But I felt most comfortable this week out of the four, which is strange. It was the most off the rails, but it was the one where I was most able to enjoy the off the rails nature. Like I've settled into the chaos or something. It was unusual.
Yeah,
like
that's what it is.
I was smiling about it instead of being like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Yes, more weird shit. I love it. Feed it to me."
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to get into that. Like I don't even care anymore. I just want them to pile it on, and they are. It's absolutely outrageous what's happening at this point. Like this was probably my favorite episode yet, and I felt again like that was. I was not alone in that. I saw that as a
sure
a relatively general consensus on social media. I also saw some reviews from people who didn't enjoy the episode.
I wonder if that's because this episode kind of like took everybody down for the plunge. It's like first three were kind of like you could be kind of you could be a little bit divided between people that knew the kind of the origins, the background from the graphic novel,
and then the ignorant like me,
right? And then you don't, and then the other half or the other group. Not really sure what's going on, didn't have all that information. And now with this episode, with the introduction of this new character, especially Lady True, like we're just kind of all riding down that steep roller coaster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's insane.
So we're all in it together.
Yeah, we start off with the cold open, and we meet Lady True, who grows a baby for a random couple in exchange for their land so that she can build what?
Some type of clock thing. Is what the people living on the land think it understand it to be.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
some type of giant clock thing. Mike,
something with time. She's trying to control time.
I love that we never get like the specifics of what anybody's actually trying to do. It's just general, like
sure,
sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, cool shit.
Right off the bat. Here's a question for you: do you think that was last year, 6 months ago, 20 years ago? Because I got the vibe that could have been like 90s, early 90s. Like maybe Lady True isn't aging.
Huh.
That's interesting. I kept wondering to myself, is this going to be like a superhero baby or something?
Because that couple is like, oh, we know who you are.
Yeah.
You're that lady building the weird clock thing up the road.
The eccentric billionaire. And she's like, actually,
I'm a trillionaire. Yeah, but then we get to, so I guess, yeah, that's true. So I guess in that moment, she is already worth more money than anybody has ever been worth in the history of Earth. But then when we finally go to the compound, if you will,
sure,
there's all like you see the company name, and it's all developed and stuff is happening, and so there was an element there that kind of felt like that was
time had passed.
That time had passed. Yeah, I don't know, just throwing it out.
Mike, did you get a feel for that in terms of the timing?
I did. Yeah, I couldn't like narrow down how far in the past that was, but it was
did
definitely several years.
Okay, it felt that way for me too. Like it was at least some distance into the past.
But yes, she has created a baby for these two people that she's presumably never met before.
And
it is their baby.
She grew this baby. She grew this baby because she owns the fertility clinic in which they attempted to have a baby before, but failed because her eggs were non-viable.
Mm-hmm.
She's said, "Fuck that."
That's bullshit.
I say that's bullshit. Dude, she's the best, by the way. Lady True
awesome.
is now my favorite character, and I desperately want more of her. Why did it take 4 episodes to introduce us to this woman? She's phenomenal, and she grows babies and then gives them to random white couples. We really tiptoed into fertility as a subject matter here on this show in episode 4. I cannot imagine how uncomfortable some of these scenes were for some people. Like it was a lot of shit to take in, dude. This episode with the babies. And the killing of babies and the growing of babies and the very rapid growth of babies from babies into Crookshankses and
the baby microwave,
right? The baby
microwave where.
Did you want to continue kind of like running through the episode before
before we just start talking about abortion and stuff?
Start diving into like the babies in the lake,
So what? Lady True. From there, we get our, obviously our normal intro, and then I guess what else? I always find myself wanting to talk about the storyline of a homie trying to escape more than anything else.
Right. Let's just sit right there in that intro. Everything, we get the Watchmen lettering, and they always are. They're presenting us with the episode title in a really awesome way every episode.
This one was eggs cracking.
And
right?
I would just like to say
and yolk
that you know how when you're watching like a football game on network TV, you can hit the SAP button on your remote control.
I've seen that button.
This is an old school thing, and it jumps you to the Spanish version.
Oh yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, sometimes it'll pop up and be like SAP available.
I would like that button, but it's called the Trent button, and it removes whoever has soundtracked and scored what the television show that you're watching, and inserts Trent Reznor scores and beats. Because dude, his sounds,
it is pretty good.
They just they simultaneously make the hair on the back of my neck stand up, but they also make me want to go to a disgusting rave in an industrial warehouse in Berlin.
So who scores all this?
Yeah, he's one of the music guys on Watchmen.
Okay,
Him and another
because
guy.
the music in this show really moves the episode
Dude,
along.
those big synth drops and just the dun, dun, dun,
yeah,
dun,
they're so good at pacing.
Yeah, it's really, really awesome.
And building the intensity or sort of unleashing it in different scenes. It's cool. The way they've used music has been very impressive thus far. Mike, what's the name of the guy on the other planet? Or maybe other planet?
Vite.
Yeah.
And is it the
Adrian,
moon?
right?
Ozymandias,
Ozymandias
Adrian Veidt.
Adrian Veidt.
Or Wile E. Coyote.
And he has aged. Before I forget, did they take a shot at the movie in this episode?
Yes, they did.
Like a very
For
blatant
sure.
shot where
They
in the car there?
they punched it in the face multiple times in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, that was very. I almost respect that.
Yeah.
They were like, fuck the movie. The movie got everything wrong. The movie's trash. Don't go off what you think you know from the movie,
Yep.
which has been my deal the last 3 episodes. So
yeah.
I was like, that felt cool.
Yeah.
I loved the movie. Don't get me wrong, but I love that the show was willing to be like, fuck the movie.
Just to shit talk the movie. Yeah.
that didn't go off the source material like it should have, and we're playing with that into the future or whatever. Yeah, and they don't want you to carry anything from the movie into the characters on this show.
Yeah, and
Which
also
is tough.
also one of the big things that Mike can probably correct me here if I have this wrong, but one of the big things that the movie dropped from the graphic novel is the whole thing with the comedian sexually assaulting Silk Spectre.
Now because there's a scene.
No, I think that's in the movie.
It's a very.
It's not as blatant, but yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
it's like he bends her over a pool table and kicks her legs to the side and is literally about to rape her.
Right.
And then somebody kicks in the room and busts in the room and stops it.
Okay, all right. So I'm not right there.
But they get deep into her whole family situation. They touch on it in the movie and
Okay.
frame it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Yeah. It's pretty gnarly. The comedian is a fucked up character. Every character on this show is pretty fucked up.
Where- People
But-
are considering that the comedian might have a connection to Lady Trio because there's a scene in a graphic novel in Vietnam when the superheroes are fighting the Vietnam War and they win it
Right.
because Dr. Manhattan just obliterates everyone.
Right.
And there's a Vietnamese lady coming up to the comedian saying, "Hey, you told me you're going to take me back to America with you now,
Right.
and I'm pregnant with your child, so let's do this."
Right.
And he's like, "No," and he murders her.
Yeah.
He just shoots her because he doesn't want the responsibility of this child.
Right. That happens in the movie too.
Right, it does happen in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, movie gets some things right,
That's interesting.
but
Yeah.
people are
okay,
saying
so
Lady True might be the child.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. The movie
She is from Vietnam.
is actually
Right.
credited with being a fairly faithful adaptation of
Right.
the graphic novel. They just the
The
complaints
tone
about the movie
And
are
the depth is not there.
right. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
in all fairness.
They're like
for-
Zack Snyder went for style over
Yeah.
the depth and substance.
And I get look, I get that they waited as long as they did to take that shot because it's almost like you better have a movie length worth of this show existing before you're taking shots at a movie, and they do now.
Well, they
And-
kind of took
yeah.
shots at it in the second or first
but
episode.
not. This was like a freaking
Right. It was
yeah.
a character saying
It was a
that
haymaker.
sucks.
For anybody not sure what we're talking about, when Laurie Blake and Sister Knight are riding in the car with
Petey.
Petey in the back,
Yeah.
and Laurie tells him that he can tell Sister Knight about what her trauma is, and with the lines that he delivers there, where he's basically like, where Sister Knight says, something about the Minutemen. Oh, you mean like from the TV show? And he's like, no, that TV show was trash. They got everything wrong.
Right.
Those are the lines that we're talking about that were like pretty blatant shots at the previous adaptation of.
Yeah, harsh.
Of this graphic novel.
So, is Ozzy on the moon?
Yeah. So.
A moon?
Here's
I don't know. Here's in space.
That's
somewhere.
not Mars though. That thing was
we can
not
just
red.
let's just talk big picture right away.
Yeah.
One of the things that is going on at the quote unquote big clock there in Tulsa is that Lady True has something called a verandium. Starts with a V, ends with an eum.
Between the things people have in this show and his Dark Materials and their pronunciation, it's been a very long day for me.
Yeah.
And it's about to get a lot longer. Like, a lot longer when we start talking about his Dark Materials. I knew 3 words in that show.
Yeah, and what she says when they enter there is that she told her mom that she'd never leave Vietnam. She couldn't keep that promise, so she brought Vietnam to her. What that's telling me, though, basically, is that she has invented or found a way to create these biodomes that replicate very specific, microclimates.
So she might be the
so
one imprisoning
wherever
Vite.
Vite is, I'm pretty sure that he's in one of these things.
Yeah.
Oh, tight.
And I think that's most likely on the moon or on Mars.
See, now when we zoomed away from the planet, it looked like it was probably the moon.
The moon, yeah, they did that thing, and
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just like a cool camera trick.
I thought about it, and I was like,
or-
if you're gonna do that camera trick and he's not on a
On the
planet,
moon?
that planet, then it's a really stupid camera trick,
yeah,
right?
So that definitely tipped me off to thinking that it was, or pushed me in the direction of thinking that he's on the moon.
And I think that was the main thing that made this episode so enjoyable for me, and so it was that I was comfortable with the chaos, is that, like you just mentioned, we're able to now see where some of these threads that we're pulling at are starting to go, in terms of, like, yes, we find out he is trying to escape this place.
Yeah.
Like,
No, this was definitely the episode where they start to like pull on the threads of the sweater, if you will.
Right. And some of the stuff that...
And ask these crazy questions about what the hell is going on.
Yeah, some of the stuff that Mike and you have correctly predicted at some points, too. It's been crazy to see where it's going and to get a better feel for it. And what I keep wondering to myself, every time we get a little Greg sprinkle, if you will, I keep wondering, how are they going, and I know the answer, too, and I don't even know why I ask myself, but I can't help it. I ask, how are they going to wrap this all up in by the season finale?
Right.
And the answer is they're absolutely not. They're absolutely not going to.
Yeah,
According
let's
to
just make
Lindelof,
peace with
they
that.
are. So
Yeah, that's true. He said that it's it's
it's
very
a self-contained
It
story.
it is really
you trust
tough.
this man?
No.
Okay.
Like, we've got, let's see. I think we can, it's pretty easy now to connect Lady True with Vite. And then
Right.
she's also sitting there having a discussion with Will, Angela's grandfather.
Right. He's with
So
her.
he's with her in some capacity, and it sounds like maybe he's going to like betray his family or something like that is what he's talking
He
about.
starts saying
She's gonna be-
TikTok at the end.
Yeah, she's going to be pissed. Angela's going to be pissed off about whatever it is that she finds out he has done.
Yeah.
And that's going to prove that he's all in on, we have just no idea what they're talking about.
Right. Just another conversation where I was like,
The part that I can't like currently fit in is Judd's death. What is all that? What does that mean?
where's his place in all this, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know, Mike, maybe you can agree or disagree, but the preview for next week, where we're getting Mearface Man is our main, what's his actual name?
yeah.
Don't let me disrespect the characters.
Looking Glass.
Looking Glass, in the fucking preview, he's telling somebody, like, it's Looking Glass. It looks like he's probably our central focus.
Okay.
Right.
And I have to imagine he's investigating exactly what we're talking about.
I'm
trying to figure that out.
I'm into that idea. I hope we get more of him because I liked seeing him just in his weird bunker developing pictures of squids dying.
He's doing his own investigation on all this shit in the background, and that's probably what's going to be revealed in the next episode. That's going to be pretty fascinating.
He is such an awesome character.
Yeah.
I'm starting to more and more love all of the characters. But yeah, I don't know where that dude, Judd, like... Because if he really was in the cavalry, okay, it complicates things to a great degree. Like, okay, then why was he taking Angela under his wing and fighting the cavalry with her? Like, how does that all fit in? There's just so many questions to answer about that initial setup from episode 1.
Yeah, that's just right on its face. It's like, well, he had clearly like befriended this black family. Like they were
gone out of his
best
way
friends.
Almost.
Yeah, pretty much. They're very, very close. So what was all that about? And yeah. Well, just one thing you just mentioned, or we were talking about Looking Glass. One of the things that I love about this show is that it also like manages to be really funny still. Like there are lots of moments where you really kind of like laugh out loud or chuckle.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not only did we have Lube Man sliding into a sewer after squirting lube
himself
all over himself.
That's what Lube Man does.
But just like I loved Angela and Looking Glass's conversation about being weird.
Yeah.
And then he said him telling her to be careful of that FBI agent because she's really weird.
She's really weird. Really weird. Yeah.
But it's just not what you kind of expected him to say about her.
One of my favorite things, something that made that Lube Man scene so funny and enjoyable, was Angela's reaction, because she's having the viewer's reaction.
Sorry, I missed that.
Ha! Siri is the best, dude. She just pops up when she wants to. That happens to me all the time.
I've got this thing on the moon too.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
She just doesn't care.
Wow.
That rude biatch. Siri.
Sorry
Mike,
about that,
continue.
listeners.
No, but she sees Lube Man. She's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
And then he does what he does and slides into the sewer, and she's like, the fuck?
Dude, Lube Man.
That is so funny.
Imagine
I was laughing
pitching
out loud.
Lube Man to someone. If it's you. Well, what's your superpower going to be? I take out a bunch of lube and I put it all over myself.
Which enables me to slide into the drains, sewers, and gutters.
That reminds me of
escape on foot. That's his power.
Of a character that would have been on that movie Mystery Men.
Yeah.
See that with Ben Stiller?
Yeah.
All right, who else? So, okay, I'm very confused about Will Reeves.
Yeah.
The old man's place in all this now. If we ever get... Are there only 8 episodes of this season?
9. We got 5 more.
9.
Okay, we need to start moving. Quickly. There's too many character holes. I need to start being filled.
As much as this episode, as much as it did kind of like pull the camera back, introduce another massive character and another like really big, cog in the scheme of things, it also feels like it could be wrapped up relatively quickly.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
I like your confidence in this.
Because it's...
I'm just worried because of who's in charge. That's the only reason.
Maybe that's because we started smaller, because we just started with like 7th Cavalry, the, Judd, the chief of police,
and Angela,
and now
looking
he's
into all
dead,
that.
and now he's maybe 7th Cavalry.
Right.
So it kind of like all boils down to like that one initial kind of mystery, I guess. And so even though we keep adding little pieces here and there, or big pieces, I still kind of just, I don't know. I have faith that it's all so tied together that it can all come together in 2-3 episodes.
Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing if they can make that happen.
I agree. I think they can just... What I've heard from the critics who have the first 6 screeners is that the first episode 6, you get a nice info dump that fills in a lot of the blanks. And then after that, you have 3 more episodes that are basically a 3-part finale. Mm-hmm. So I think they can pull it off.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love the sound of that.
Yeah.
That would be very nice. What's the deal with the FBI agent going in and now heading up this unit? Wasn't she the head of the anti-vigilante unit or involved in the anti-vigilante unit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, she's put in charge of solving the murder.
So is she still working for the Bureau?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's just in that office.
Right.
Okay. I was a bit confused by that. So yeah, Ozymandias trying to escape via catapult is going to be the funniest thing ever. He's flinging babies at the sky to find an exit point.
Dead clones.
Dead clones.
Clones, yeah.
Of
The babies,
both
he just
Crookshanks
is,
and
he's just like in Sparta. You know, he sees one has a defect, doesn't like its bone structure or something, he just tosses it back in the lake.
Sure. This one's not breathing correctly. This one's clearly weaker.
I
Whatever.
don't like this one's cheekbones.
Yeah. No, he's fishing, but for babies.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, and that was obviously a disturbing scene, but also had like this just. You know, it was like a dead. It was like a dead baby joke at the same time.
So funny.
You know, it was very funny.
It had a level of absurdity
It was so
to it.
yeah,
right.
That it wasn't offensive. It wasn't violent or horrific. It was more funny than anything. Yeah.
Did I tell you guys about Damon Lindelof's inspiration for the Adrian Veidt story in this
I can't
season?
remember.
Wile E. Coyote,
Ah.
where he's has all
Yeah,
these schemes and plans and has all these inventions, but they never work.
I love that.
That's great. Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, I love the old school like mechanical nature of everything he's doing.
Yeah.
Like even if it results in an insane technological
Right, like
miracle.
very like
the microwave, the baby
which has a lot
microwave.
of elements of steampunk, right?
Yeah, it does. Sort of
Yeah.
crank to it and all the gears and shit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then with the babies, that's obviously another connection to Lady True, who can also
Interesting.
basically grow a baby, right?
Yeah, it's like he's basically in
Right.
a video game world and he has parameters he can play with and he's trying to figure out a
Right.
way out. And him launching failed clones at the sky for an exit point, and then we see in the preview for next week, hit skip if you don't want to know, I guess, he's in full like armor, like plated armor,
Right.
being
right.
loaded up into the catapult himself so that he can attempt his first attempt. You have to imagine doesn't go well. I would have to imagine. We'll see.
Speaking of babies and the connection between Lady True and Veidt, what type of vibes were you getting from Lady True's, and I'm doing air quotes here, daughter?
I don't know what I didn't really know what to draw from that. Okay, she has that dream. She wakes up. She walks over to her Lady True. She explains it to her, and Lady True won't even walk her back
Yeah.
to the bed.
And she says her feet still hurt.
Like she can feel the result of a dream in reality.
Mm-hmm.
Mike,
That
what
was
what
interesting.
What the hell was
She
that?
while sleeping, she was hooked up to an IV.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there
We keep just
something's
getting
up,
more
something's
shit.
up
Yeah.
there. You know,
Every scene though, you're like, oh, okay, another
is she
thing
like
I
a
have to
real?
figure
Is
out.
she a grown baby, a plant baby,
Yeah,
basically
she's-
a lake baby, if you will?
She's definitely a clone. The prevailing theory is that she is the mother. She is Lady True's mother, a clone of her mother,
Okay.
Oh wow, that's fucked up.
who was killed by the comedian.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's so deep. That's so deep
Wow.
and so heavy and disturbing and awesome. And
What-
yeah, then and maybe they haven't like quite perfected their cloning shit, so it's a weak clone and it needs the IV.
Right.
And like that's why she won't walk it back because there's no emotional attachment to this clone of her mom, even
Yeah.
though she thought there would be, and that's why she made it. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah,
pulling
maybe
shit
she's
here.
like version 1 of the
What
clones.
is
yeah.
what's the
There's some
what-
Westworld vibe there.
when you go into that theory, how would the daughter have survived? Basically, is there any just did?
That's the question. It's just, we saved the baby here in Vietnam in a third
Okay.
world country. Sure.
I also saw a headline that was like, Lady True is Asian because they needed an Asian character, and that's it. So I don't know. I'm serious. That was an actual headline I saw.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I don't think they just like go into they don't look at the cast like, all right, what racial gaps do we need to, maybe they do. I have no idea. Maybe they have to do that at this point.
Yeah, and even if they do, so what?
No, it was just a funny headline.
Yeah, that's
I was like, okay.
That's
Great.
so ridiculous because Vietnam is a huge part of the mythology, and the fact that Angela and this character are from Vietnam comes into play anyway.
In this very episode. Yeah, no, I don't really know I didn't write that headline.
Why'd you write that?
Why did you write that
headline?
headline,
It
Ross?
wasn't
Yeah,
me,
God
guys.
damn.
God damn. Okay, what else? What else do we need to touch on here?
Let's see. We talked about Veidt, what he's doing. He's got his baby microwave where he is able to do something unique there, I believe, with the cooking of the babies.
Yeah, he figures out little loopholes for himself,
to
right?
make
He is a
them
genius,
grow
so, yeah.
immediately. Yeah.
He can do stuff like that.
Yes. So he is able to do little loopholes within, like, again, he's just playing with the parameters they've given him, but finding ways to make things work for him in his attempt to escape or whatever.
What I don't get is that if he is on Mars or on the moon and he's trying to launch himself into space,
Then what?
the suits that he's making are not going to keep you protected from the harsh vacuum of space.
The atmosphere and such.
Right.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and then what? He's in space and he's just going to float
to
around until
Earth,
somebody finds him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. What happens after he launches himself with this very basic catapult wearing a knight suit of armor into space?
Yeah.
Is it a suicide mission, perhaps? I don't know.
So it's possible. Again, this still begs the question. I feel very confident that he's in one of those biodome things.
Yeah.
Right.
Where that biodome is,
Yet
still
to be
unclear.
determined.
It could be on Earth. It could be that this is
yeah,
like
it
some
could be.
like
Mm-hmm.
it's just a big one that includes like an atmosphere or a stratosphere, and so he has to get pretty high up to like find the edge or to get out of it or something like that. You know, is it
Perhaps.
going all the way into space, we're not sure. So that's all I got, man. I'm very much enjoying this. I look forward to this show. It's just great. It's good. The music's good. The characters are good.
It's well done. It is. I mean, I'm like I said,
It's
this
just
was my
fun.
favorite so far.
It's
I'm
fun.
more hook, line, and sinker now after 4 episodes much more so than I was after 3, 2, or 1. So this one did it for me. It was incredible, and like I said, I'm just like I've hit the point where there's so many things I need to know, which is often the case with the Lindelof show.
Sure.
That you get excited for every week, but then the list keeps growing. Forever and ever.
Right.
And ever. And then one day there's a finale and you hope that you get some joy out of that. But so far, Watchmen 4 episodes deep on HBO has been phenomenal. Today's episode of OCC is also brought to you by Quip, makers of the greatest toothbrush in the history of oral hygiene. These are phenomenal. Quip is awesome. They're going to blow your mind. They make your mouth feel so much more fresh and clean than any other toothbrush is ever going to have an opportunity or a chance to do. They have a built-in 2-minute timer that buzzes every 30 seconds to ensure you achieve a full and even clean. It's an incredible tool. It's my favorite part of brushing with Quip, but it's not the only great thing about Quip. They also automatically deliver brush heads to you every 3 months for clean new bristles right on schedule so that you're never using an old crusty-ass toothbrush with bristles that are ineffective or hurt your gums or your teeth. Screw that. Get a Quip. The sleek, intuitive design is simple to use. It comes with a travel cap that doubles as a mirror mount, another phenomenal feature. They make brushing something you actually want to do twice a day. A fun, enjoyable party. I mean, not, an enjoyable part of your routine that's actually making you feel like you're accomplishing something because your mouth feels so clean afterward. Quip starts at just $25 and you'll get your first refill pack free. Your first refill free at getquip.com/dragon. This is a simple way to support our show and start brushing better, but you have to go to getquip.com/dragon to get your first refill free. Go right now to getquip.com/dragon. Quip also makes a phenomenal gift for the holiday season if you are considering shopping for loved ones, family, friends, etc., who maybe need a better toothbrush. You got that one friend. You know. Now let's talk about His Dark Materials, also on HBO. HBO, give us money. Okay. Where to start on His Dark Materials? I guess going into this, I knew nothing beyond what we had discussed on the show before and sort of like hyped it up at one point. I'd watched the trailer, and that was about it. Barrett, I didn't.
I knew
It's
that
sort
this
of
came from the same young adult novel world that produced the movie called The Golden Compass, which I routinely refer to as The Golden Company.
yes
Because of Game of Thrones downstairs
Golden
mix-ups.
Company.
And it is called something different, not in the U.S., that first book, which we refer to as the Golden Compass.
I love gold.
I love gold. Smoking a pancake. It is called, I'm looking it up here because it's slipping my mind.
I can tell you the author's name.
Philip Pullman, right?
Damn it! Yeah, that
Northern
was what I had
Lights. It's
for
called
you.
Northern Lights, which we see, we see some Northern Lights in episode 1. That's really all I knew. I knew it was going to have some fantastical sci-fi elements to it. I gotta say, I got thoughts on this show.
Okay, share them. That's what we're here for. This is a safe place.
I am surprised that this is an HBO show
Why is that?
because it feels like a Netflix show. And here's what I mean by that. This feels like very kind of classic entertainment media, especially from like a new media company. Because a lot of times what I feel like those type of companies are doing is they're just kind of like scrambling around to throw spaghetti
Bunch
at the
of
wall.
pieces. Yeah.
And so they like grab the IP, right? And then they're like, oh, and we got James McAvoy. And they put those two pieces together. And they're like, now we got a cool story and we got a big star. And oh yeah, let's get some cool special effects. We'll get it's kind of a crazy story. We'll slap it all together. Bada bing, bada boom. We'll throw it out there. People will watch that, won't they? Yeah, I think so. I think they'll watch it. It just, again, only one episode. We always talk about how you need 3.
Absolutely.
But it just, I also, full disclosure, I probably watched the first episode when I was too tired to be watching it.
Yeah, that could be a problem with this show particularly.
But it just didn't feel 100% considered. It's so rare that I watch something on HBO at this point that I don't like want to rave about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like everything that they do is so well executed and seems so precise. And even when they miss, it's like you can at least see where they were trying to throw the dart.
Right.
And this show,
unless it's hung, in which case I was like, what?
And this show just feels like they were throwing like a broader net than they usually try to cast out there. Do you know what I mean?
So this one premiered on BBC One. And it's one of those things that's like
Okay.
It's one of those things that's in partnership. It was produced by BBC Studios.
This explains much.
Yeah. Produced by BBC Studios, New Line Cinema, and Bad Wolf for BBC One and HBO. So this is
See, Barrett, this is what happens when you don't do your research.
HBO is handling international distribution for it, and that is essentially the relationship that HBO has with this show, to my understanding. Now, that being said, we see how many HBO characters pop up throughout the course of it, and the one I'll say I didn't come out with as negative or as I guess as dim of a hope for the future as you did. I went in with nothing, though. Like, I didn't have a level of anticipation for this show. In fact, I just assumed it would suck. I'll be frank. This, just based on the trailer, I was like, this is going to be a really tough one. We're going for another Game of Thrones-y type of show. This is going to be very difficult to pull off. And then I never really heard. It's like slid in here in this weird sort of area of the year where there's all this really overhyped stuff going on, and it's not going to get discussed as much. Obviously, we're going to discuss it. But by the end of episode 1, I was really excited. I kept seeing, you mentioned the Golden Compass. At one point, she like busts out a Golden Compass, or like
right.
We
see the Golden Compass.
I'm sorry, it's an anesthesiologist that she gets handed, not a Golden Compass, and it's not an anesthesiologist. It's like I'm making a joke. Come on,
that is the Golden Compass, though. I would wager to guess that it is.
Oh, you would? Okay.
Ye old Golden Compass.
Well, it sure as hell looked like a compass, Barrett, and it's golden as fuck. So I thought it was the Golden Compass, and then they said it was
it's called an
anesthesiologist.
analgesiac, an analropist.
Why'd they have to make all the names so complicated?
Man, this is what these books do, dude.
Fucking books, dude.
Yeah.
Shit, I wrote a book, and there wasn't any word bigger than like 6 letters in there. Couldn't everybody stay on that page? Fuck. But no,
world building.
That's true. My point being, I tried. My point being, I'm in for this, and now I'm going to your point about watching it too tired. I'm going to need to go back and rewatch the first episode again, especially the front 10 minutes, because everything that happens with that setup of McAvoy dropping off what we then later find out is his niece at this
a place of learning
where she's going to be protected.
College.
She's protected.
A university.
Yes, yeah. She becomes protected by the educational magic
headmaster.
Yeah, whatever. And the guy's like, what? I don't want this baby. And McAvoy's like, take care of it. You protect her. And he's like, what? This is a library, sir. This is a school. And he's just running into the distance. And that's how the story starts.
I heard one English accent, and I was like, subtitles.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. You needed subtitles desperately for this one. There's like a lot of aspects of it that pull from other things, or that don't pull from other things, but there are parallels, like the North. And then you got to go north, like in Game of Thrones. And then it's a Game of Thrones character telling us he's going north. And you're just like, what's happening here? Am I watching Game of Thrones again?
Maybe that was part of the reason I loved it. Tells me he's going
Jorah
north?
Mormont's like one of the people that's going to go north.
What?
Yeah.
Iron Glen?
I swear. Is he not?
Oh, damn. Dude, if I didn't catch that, then I really was too tired.
Iron Glen, his dark materials. Come on, Internet.
Well,
I could be wrong.
What about just that everybody has a spirit animal, a literal spirit animal?
Yeah, so that's a crazy aspect of the show.
Yeah, but they
And I want
don't tell
one.
you. They don't tell you what happens if somebody kills your spirit animal.
No, not yet. Well, let's talk about our main character, Lyra. Okay.
Okay.
Her spirit animal. It's not
AKA,
called a spirit animal.
Mini Wolverine.
They're called daemons. Demons is what it sounds like when the British say it, but it's spelled D-A-E-M-O-N-S.
So in like the first 10 minutes, one of the characters says daemons, and then the rest of the episode they say demons. So
That's annoying.
Yeah.
Well, the
it was
subtitles
kind
say
of annoying.
D-A-E-M-O-N-S.
Right. It's more like daemons, but they say demons.
Right, and they're a manifestation of the human soul, and they are different. They like become different animals until they settle on one.
Right.
And then that's your animal, your demon for the rest of your life, I guess.
So let's talk about which animal you would prefer your daemon to settle on.
That is such a difficult decision, and when you start to see some of the options on this show on the screen, you're like, damn it. So,
Here's the thing.
because you either go eccentric or you go one of the kings of the jungle or baddest animals in the zoo.
That's the thing. James McAvoy, his daemon so far is so much cooler than everybody else's. Like, he really lucked out. You gotta go big cat here. You have to go with the big cat.
Is that a snow leopard?
It's like a snow leopard or like a snow lynx or
Things
something.
Fucking fly.
It's very cool.
He won the daemon battle.
Meanwhile, other people over here got ferrets and hawks.
Why does it
Like,
feel
hawks are okay, but you can't pet a hawk.
It's like
I want a big cat stalking around next to me.
Oddly enough, I'd compare a hawk to like a house cat. Like, it's cool, but it doesn't give a shit about you. You know, the hawk isn't gonna come and like chill next to you on the couch while you watch TV. Cats will do that. I'm just.
But no,
with
so
you.
you got
Maybe a hawk will. I don't know.
I hope we see other people with big cats, or maybe, or like you said, just something totally eccentric. Like maybe you just have like a little, like a frog,
Yeah, the ferret.
salamander.
I felt like the ferret was the most featured, and I found myself asking like, why the fuck if it can switch whenever it wants, like why? And then I was like, oh, ferrets are not that difficult to CGI. It's basically a simple fucking.
It
it's
also
like a rat you pulled on from both sides.
You mentioned some of the things that the show kind of like wants to pull from, and just general YA and fantasy stuff, kind of, in general.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like little slippery ferrets, like going up and in your pocket and out of your sleeves and like crawling around on your neck is like that. Harry Potter, Scabbers is always. I feel like he's always crawling around on Ron.
There's
sneaking through his coat pockets and stuff.
There's another one in the new Harry Potter movie series that's called what the hell? Snuffles?
In Beasts in
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That is obsessed with like gold and stealing pocket watches.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic Beasts.
So the little
gold
slippery
monster.
animals like that, I just feel like are popular go-tos.
Niffler.
Niffler. That dang old Niffler.
He's always going in and out of pockets and taking things he's not supposed to. Here's your synopsis for this show in general if you're trying to get sold on it still. His Dark Materials is set in an alternative world where all humans have an animal companion called daemons, which are the manifestation of the human soul. The series follows the life of a young girl named Lyra, that's our main character, played by Daphne Keane, who is an orphan living with the scholars at Jordan College, Oxford. That's where she was dropped off by her uncle James McAvoy at the front of the episode. As in Pullman's novel, this is based on a book by Philip Pullman called His Dark Materials. Lyra discovers a dangerous secret that involves Lord Asriel, which is James McAvoy, which is what we get to at the end of the episode and at the end of the pilot, and Marissa Coulter, whatever. In her search for her missing friend, Lyra also uncovers a series of kidnappings, and it's linked to the mysterious substance called dust.
Dust.
The dust explanation that we get from McAvoy.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell was that? I know we're not supposed to be at a point where we fully understand what's happening with this show, but I was like, okay. He had a special camera experience, photography experience that allowed him to see that only adults carry dust with them, not children, or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a very strange phenomenon that he was attempting to explain in a very intense and visual way. So I was just like, what the fuck? And again, this is why I need to go back and watch the first episode again. This was not really one. It was like, it felt like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, There were elements of like 3 other things that made me think of in here that I was just like, oh my God, I love this. But it's a lot mashed up. So I get why you got the feeling like this was so sort of pieced together attempt at this big bad fantasy show. Now,
yeah,
I'm just saying, I got a feeling of hope out of it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You watched The Affair, right?
Yes. Through the first 4 seasons,
which
anyway.
starred Ruth Wilson.
Yes, that was like her big breakout role on The Affair.
Right.
She played the.
Are her teeth in
affairess.
this show her real teeth, or did you notice some prosthetics going on there? I'm only here to ask the important questions.
I
folks.
didn't notice a difference about teeth. She just has a very strange mouth as a human.
Yeah. Okay.
A very unique mouth,
Unique
I should
mouth.
say.
Yes. Yeah.
Unique New York.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I think I'm gonna do. Here's where I'm at on this. I'm gonna watch this week's episode that is already available, but I'm also gonna watch The Mandalorian. And if Mandalorian
Crushes.
Strikes my fancy, floats my boat, I might have to drop Dark Materials.
So The Mandalorian is a show.
Yeah.
I thought it was a movie.
It's a show.
People keep saying we're going to have to watch The Mandalorian. I'm like, yeah, we will. It's a movie. We'll watch it. It'll take 2 hours. It's fine. Chill.
No, it's
They
a
mean
show.
because it's a show.
Yeah.
Another show.
Another streaming service.
You know what would be great for you is if I love his Dark Materials and I'm stuck watching it now because I've been sucked in, and then I love The Mandalorian too, and I just eventually die like one of those kids that can't stop playing World of Warcraft on Adderall to get some sustenance into their life.
It's a
on my couch.
No, it is.
I'm gonna be sunken on my couch with
It's
this
a danger.
podcast
It's a
mic
risk.
in front of me.
It's
Barrett.
a risk. Yeah.
That's a visual for everyone on Twitch of
Yeah.
me dead. That's what I'm gonna look like, dead. Oh man. Yeah. So far so good setup wise for me, Barrett. Not so much feeling it yet, but we'll see what happens after episode 2. That is
and
already available, like you said.
Right, and I'm going to watch with far more energy. And
you better have some gusto
and
too.
Gusto. I was going to say gusto.
You better.
And vigor.
Good.
Vigor.
Good.
Ooh,
Have some vigor.
Where did we just hear vigor? Was that in Parasite? Like 3 times in a row?
Perhaps.
Yeah, it was.
Respect. That's never gonna get old, is it? That's never gonna get old. This episode of what? What's up?
It was. It was during the English lesson.
He says,
He says.
You
he
have to
basically says the
practice.
answers don't matter. Vigor matters.
Okay.
And it was kind of,
That's an interesting point.
Yeah. It was maybe too sexy for our own good, but
Oh.
guess you'll have to go tune into our Patreon episode to find out.
All right. This episode of OCC is also brought to you by Trumans. When I'm walking down the cleaning aisle at a grocery store, it can feel a lot like you're in like a complicated chemistry lab surrounded by hundreds of different cleaners for different surfaces and a spectrum of different colors and scents. It's a pain in the ass, and I'm sick of it, and that's why I'm so excited to introduce you to Trumans, the coolest cleaning company on the internet, probably in the entire universe. Trumans is decluttering the cleaning aisle with 4 non-toxic cleaners for your entire home, shipped free to your door. This stuff is awesome. The way it works is incredibly cool. I got my first shipment in. I got their starter kit, which y'all are going to get a cool deal on at the end of this read. If you stick around, you'll hear the code. Their starter kit will allow you to try all 4 cleaners and really familiarize yourself with exactly what they've got going on. It is a much better way to clean, seriously changing the world. And to get started, all you have to do is order your Truman starter kit and try all 4 of those non-toxic spray cleaners for 45 days, risk-free, plus free shipping. 4 reusable bottles are going to show up with 4 amazing refill cartridges and special deals on their refill plan. These non-toxic sprays feature an all-purpose kitchen cleaner, a glass and technology cleaner, an all-purpose bathroom cleaner, and a floor cleaner that works on all hard flooring surfaces, has everything covered. So this is all you need, and that's sort of the beauty of it, is you're not walking up and down the grocery store aisle trying to figure out what you need for where. They got everything in one place. They've got it in a very safe and effective and awesome form, saving space, plastic, and money. All you have to do is add water to Truman's refill cartridges. You'll reuse the same bottles. That's why Fast Company honored them as a world-changing idea. Tackle all of your home's tough cleaning needs today the smarter way with Trumans. To receive 50% off your Truman starter kit, visit Trumans.com. Enter the promo code DRAGON at checkout. That's TRUMANS.com. Promo code DRAGON for 50% off your starter kit. Trumans, a better cleaning experience. That is what I use to clean every spick and span inch of my house at this point.
We've been using it like crazy.
We have. Next up on the conversation docket, Barrett, is Our top 5 movies for an actress this week by the name of one Julia Roberts. Not Julia Gulia.
Not Julia Gulia.
Not Julia Gulia. Just want to be clear again, not Julia Gulia. I know Ocean's 11 is going to be on your list, Barrett, so let's get that one out of the way immediately.
Okay, all right. Not crossing it off. Actually, but she is great in Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 13. She actually might be she's the bright spot. Well, I like Ocean's 12 regardless, but she gets to play around a lot in Ocean's 12.
Okay.
As you know, that is the film of the 3 of the trilogy that is most, derided, I guess you could say. Not as highly thought of. But she gets to play around. They rope her in at the end, and she is Julia Roberts playing a character in the movie who then plays Julia Roberts. So it's very meta.
That's so meta, bro.
You know.
Sick. Guess how old Julia Roberts is?
53.
52. Smoking. 52 years old. Wow. She gotta have one of the most famous smiles on earth, doesn't she?
Yeah, I would say so.
So let's run through some of her best
Okay.
and finest. First off, Erin Brockovich.
Yeah.
One of the movies that first made me a combination of morality and sexuality in a way that I had never experienced before.
Because
As a
you
result
liked
of her
the
cleavage.
leopard print top with the cleavage.
I love the push-up bras. Everything
Uh-huh.
that Erin had going, it just struck me. It struck my fancy. And she was doing good.
Yeah.
She's out there trying to save fucking lives.
Yeah.
And look hot while she's doing it. She was like the Legally Blonde before Legally Blonde, you could argue.
A real life Legally Blonde.
And inspired by that movie, inspired by actual real life events and a real life woman named Erin Brockovich who actually saved real lives. Anyway, so that one's somewhere on my list. Maybe just make it number 1. Sure, why not? No, my number 1 for her is Pretty Woman.
Okay.
And that's like, I don't think anything comes close. I know a lot of you are yelling like, Hook! Ross, you love Hook.
You do.
I love Hook. Yeah, okay. But she's like come on, she's like a secondary.
She's a supporting actress.
Tiny literally tiny character for most of the movie. She blows up for one scene. So I love Hook, but I don't even like Hook is a strange movie in the way that I qualify it for anyone beyond Dustin Hoffman and Robin Williams, for whatever reason. Pretty Woman is my definitive number 1 Julia Roberts movie. It's the one that I've. Like, there are other movies she's in that if they come on, I'm like, I'll catch a few minutes, that's tight or whatever. But, like, over the course of a year, I probably see Pretty Woman a couple times, almost by accident, because it's just on so much.
Right.
Especially during the holiday season and stuff. Big fan of that one. Charlie Wilson's War was really fun. I loved her Texas accent in that movie. You remember Steel Magnolias?
Of course I remember Steel Magnolias. You kidding me?
Man. That's a way back.
Yeah. Classic cinema.
I know. I don't think I've seen this since I was probably, I don't know. It came out when I was 2. I probably haven't seen it since I was 12. Sally Field.
She's in one of the best.
Dolly Parton.
She's in one of the best, like, straight up rom-coms ever.
Which one?
Notting Hill.
I thought you were going to say Runaway Bride.
Yeah. Notting Hill with Hugh Grant. Excellent.
Notting Hill's a
excellent
legitimately
movie.
good movie. Another, she did a lot of rom-coms. My Best Friend's Wedding.
Right. She's also in Stepmom, which is a great, film about be nice to your stepmom. You little twerps out there.
Was that the one where the trailer was like the most depression-inducing thing of all time?
Yeah.
Like everyone has cancer.
Yeah, because mom dies.
Everyone, like that. By the end of the trailer, you have cancer.
Yeah,
that sucked. I never watched that because I was like, oh.
And mom was always kind of like a bitch to stepmom, and like the kids hated her.
But now she's
then
fucking
mom
dying.
gets cancer and she's dying, and it's like somebody has to step in to fill these shoes and raise these kids.
How do we reach these kids?
So yeah, you got stepmom,
Mystic Pizza. Netflix tried to get me to watch Mystic Pizza for 6.5 years probably, and I never did.
Let's not forget Eat, Pray, Love.
We won't.
Okay. What else we got on
Never
here?
watched that either. Is that so? We can't put it in our top 5.
Uh,
Mona Lisa Smile, also a good little Wayne song.
Oh, God! Did you ever see The Mexican? Her and Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, that's a fun little romp.
I could have done without it. Did you ever see Duplicity?
Is that the one with? Is that the same as Multiplicity?
No.
So it doesn't have Michael Keaton in it?
No, there's not 15 Michael Keatons in
Okay.
it, like in Multiplicity. Oh man, I don't know. How do you even do a top 5 for this woman? Valentine's Day, everyone was in that movie.
Valentine's Day, gotta have one of those in there.
Everyone was in that movie. Hook was in 1991. I cannot believe that. God, I'm so getting old, bro.
You know, when we do these and I end
Top
up
five, top five,
yeah,
top
and I look
fives.
back at these actors, their filmographies. It's always weird because so many movies were kind of a big deal when they came out.
Yeah.
And then I have to read the list like 7 times to like catch them. Like The Mexican, I glanced over it the first 9 times I looked at this list.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, holy shit, that's the one where she's with Brad Pitt, and it was like a pretty big deal. And they don't really make movies like The Mexican. That's the type of movie that they don't make anymore. Whenever we have the conversation about like types of movies that they don't really make anymore,
Right.
you know, the closest that we're
Super
getting,
old
the
school.
closest that we're getting is like Last Christmas, the one that just came out with Emilia Clarke and Henry Goulding. And the only reason that one got a chance is because they, couched it as a holiday Christmas movie.
Okay.
But just like 2 big actors, kind of doing a dance on screen and like just like getting into some trouble and having a good time and throwing some suitcases out windows in Baja or whatever.
Sure.
You
Sexy.
know? You don't see it anymore.
No. That's just pure old school Hollywood. Barry.
I mean, that was 2001, Julia Roberts and Brad Pitt. You put like 2 of the most famous people in the world on screen together in a movie that wasn't a Marvel movie.
Yeah, see, I feel like the thing is a lot of these big 90s movies aged like shit.
Yeah, they did not age well.
Didn't hold up,
No.
and as a result, it's easy to forget them. Like, and a lot of them had truly, for whatever reason, nobody knew how to make a trailer until like 2006. Every trailer from the 90s is absolutely garbage. It's like if you were trying to convince somebody not to watch the movie instead of to watch it. So like you forget about like Sleeping with the Enemy from 1991, but that's another one from Julia Roberts, also closer.
The Pelican Brief.
Oh yeah, see that's one that's she always had, all of her movies have names that really stick with you. She knows how to pick them like that.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing about The Mexican real quick?
Yeah.
Jump in.
I remember when it came out, and it's a fine movie. James Gandolfini like steals that movie.
That's right. That's right. He is in that.
But I remember reading a review where the critic said, at the theater that I went to see this movie at, The Mexican, the poster is Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts staring beautifully at each other. And somebody had graffitied on the poster, is the movie about their pool boy. I just thought that was funny.
What the fuck? No way.
Because it's called The Mexican.
Right. Somebody took that opportunity
Yeah.
to make a racist pool boy joke? Because it's 2 white people on the front staring at each other.
And it's called The Mexican.
It was 2001. Different times, man.
Classic joke. That is good. I always did wonder that when I saw the preview. I was like, what? Wonder who the Mexican will be.
It's the
in
gun,
this film.
right? It was the gun.
Yeah, it was the gun. Is it Brad Pitt? Is that Brad Pitt? Why do I feel like it's Johnny Depp?
Because now you're thinking of a similar movie
With a gun?
but they went a little bit more actiony, thrillery with it. But that's Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie, who basically did like the 2010 version of that movie, and it was called The Tourist.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, and it
Also
was like
Rango.
It was like it was a little bit more kind of actiony, crime heisty
Okay.
than The Mexican was.
Sure. We needed 2 versions.
Yeah.
Or similar versions.
That's another. The Tourist. We haven't gotten to Depp or Angelina Jolie, and I don't think it would make top 5 for either one of those for me.
No.
But that it got widely panned by the critics. It's not that bad. It's pretty fun. It's enjoyable.
It's a Barrett movie.
It is. It's a total Barrett movie.
You should have like an Oprah's book club, but for Barrett, like stamp of approval movies that are like that people widely pan, but that are actually enjoyable and fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try to think
Well,
of what
that's my first recommendation right there. The Tourist.
You can't just
Johnny
do
Depp,
a B,
Angelina
though.
Jolie.
She just does the O as her symbol, and you just put the sticker on the book, and you make $1 million. You can't just do a B. You're gonna have to come up with something.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a definitive top 5. Those are all her great movies, though. Go watch all of them. Support Julia Roberts, a great American actress.
America's Sweetheart.
She
Right.
from Smyrna, Georgia.
She's a Southern gal, huh?
Yep. She's been acting since the amount of years I've been alive.
No wonder she could do that Texas accent so well. Am I right?
I guess. She's got 3 kids. Random Julia Roberts facts to end the segment. This episode of OCC is also brought to you by Breaking news here today, Barrett. It's brought to you by Manscaped. Oh, I just spilled water all over the place, but in a safe way that didn't touch any electronics somehow. Excuse me, though. Before anybody skips, like, okay, I've heard the Manscaped read. No, my friend, no. Breaking news, and this is also just generally hysterical. You need to hear this, and now I've spilled water everywhere, so it's even more chaotic. The Manscaped engineering team spent 18 months perfecting the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created and just released the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0. Their third-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to prevent manscaping accidents. Millions of balls are about to be nick-free thanks to Manscaped's advanced skin-safe technology. Thank you, Barrett, for wiping down the table. Now you're a busboy. We've been talking about Manscaped all year here on OCC. When I tell you this is premium, I mean premium. The battery will last up to 90 minutes, so you can take a longer shave. Why would you need 90 full minutes to attack your downstairs mix-up? I don't know, but now you can.
Some
and
people
that's
are
what
hairy,
America's
dude.
all about, dude.
Some bros are hairy.
Some people have a lot of hair. It's not just a bush down there. It's a goddamn forest. And you need 90 minutes to combat that thing. Manscaped's got you. One of the cool new features they've got is the LED light, which illuminates grooming areas for a closer and more precise trim. This thing is like this sweet, like, geared-up sniper rifle of ball hair and penis trimmers. You have to have it. You have to. They've also upgraded to a 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke, trademark, technology. And let's not forget about the charging stand. Show your mower off loud and proud because this intelligently designed stand is a rapid charging dock powered by USB. What you want is people to walk into your restroom and see your Manscaped and say, my God, it must be magnificent down
Can I
there."
just chime in here? What a great groomsman gift this would be, huh? Just give all your groomsmen just, manscapers.
Sure. Or your husband or boyfriend or platonic friend that you paint in the nude that desperately needs some help with their downstairs mix-up. Barrett, will you say downstairs mix-up in the old Greg voice?
I said downstairs mix-up once on this podcast already
just
today.
as Greg, though. As old Greg.
Oh, well, I got to...
Barrett does a really good...
Started.
Sorry to put you on the spot. Barrett does a very good...
I'm old Greg.
He does a decent old Greg. There, I'll sell it down.
Maybe I will deal with you.
There you go.
Maybe I'll deal with you like I dealt with Kelly Jefferson. I showed Jim a downstairs mix-up. Creamy, beige.
What does he offer everyone?
Baileys.
Baileys from a shoe.
You want to drink Baileys from a shoe?
Yes. Old Greg.
You know what I call this one? Baileys.
I wonder how many people know what we're talking about.
Do you know what I call this one? Baileys.
He really loves Baileys from a shoe.
Do you know what I call this one? As close as you can get to Baileys without getting your eyes wet.
This is ridiculous. The code on manscaped.com is OCC. You get 20% off your entire order and free shipping. Old Greg is completely uninvolved. Trim that junk of yours. 20% off, free shipping. Code OCC, manscaped.com. If you're listening to me speak right now, you are literally one of the first people to hear about this life-changing product that they have released, and I want you to experience it firsthand for yourself. The, where is it? Lawnmower 3.0. 3.0. Not 2, 3. 3.0, that's insane. And again, fantastic gifts. It's gift-giving season. Manscaped.com, code OCC. Your balls will thank you. And that will do it for today's episode of OCC. Huge thanks to our sponsors, again, for supporting the show. Support them to support us.
Yeah, sorry. Yes,
no, go ahead.
Support the sponsors. Support the sponsors. Continue. I just had one. I had a note to chime in with.
What is it?
Well, I was... You told me it was going to be Julia Roberts for our discussion of top fives and great movies of said actors, actresses, etc. And I was thinking, you know what? I wonder if there's any way to tie in Julia Roberts to this new announcement of a Friends reunion.
Oh.
But I was like, nah, you know, I don't think she ever did the Friends guest spot.
I don't think she did
But
either.
she did.
Wow.
1996, she plays Susie Moss in The One After the Super Bowl, Part 2.
Oh, my God,
So
dude.
what a perfect segue. Julia Roberts was on Friends in 1996, and now Friends has announced that they are doing like a reunion special for the whole HBO Max thing.
So I'm confused about how Friends landed on HBO.
Okay. So,
Netflix had Friends under contract,
right?
Which was Friends was made on which network?
So that's where the confusion is with a lot of this stuff is because this happens all the time. But a studio will produce a show that then airs on a network that doesn't own that studio.
Right.
And sometimes this happens like between competing networks. Like I think like what is it? Maybe it's Modern Family. Modern Family might not be it. I might just be talking out my ass here. But let's just say it is for now.
Hypothetically,
it's like Modern Family is like produced and made by Fox Studios, but Fox didn't want it, so ABC picked it up.
Huh.
So now you got Fox Studios producing the show, but ABC, who's owned by Disney, is like airing the show. And then it's like, so who gets it? Well, Fox Studios, I believe, unless there's something worked out in any number of contracts, will own like the rights to the show. And so they'll own the rights to, in previous years, sell it into syndication. And now they own the rights to sell it to the highest streaming bidder. But that's the type of thing that happens.
So this was just a streaming bidder situation.
So Friends...
It was time for Friends to find a new home. HBO Max won the bidding war?
So HBO Max won the bidding war, yes.
Wow, I'm assuming that figure is private and has to be, if not the highest, one of the highest in the history of entertainment. Oh, it looks like here's sources say Warner Media paid $85 million per year for 5 years, $425 million to reclaim streaming rights to Friends for its own platform.
Yeah.
Netflix had paid $80 million to $100 million to keep Friends for 2019, and was ultimately outbid by Warner Brothers.
Then we're diving into nitty gritty financials that I don't really understand, because so Friends was a Warner show, and Warner now they said reclaim the rights. That's because I believe like Time Warner now owns HBO.
Oh, okay.
Which owns AT&T as well.
Yeah, the Warner Media backed HBO Max.
So Warner made the highest bid, but are they just paying themselves? Like, I don't know.
There's different subsidiaries, and this is where money laundering becomes a problem, and taxation, and there's all kinds of weird shit going on. Anyway, that'll be
interesting.
At least we'll have. Do we get HBO Max automatically if we're an HBO subscriber? Right? You have to.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So it'll be nice to have access to Friends again. I've sort of missed it. Has it been on Netflix this whole year?
It's still on Netflix. You can go watch it right now.
Oh, no shit.
Go home and watch some Friends.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Maybe I will.
Maybe I will. Old Greg. Oh, God. What else? Patreon.com/Oysters, Clams, Cockles for more OCC if you need it. Social media. We're on Instagram @Oysters, Clams, Cockles. We're on Twitter @Clams and Cockles. We're on Facebook.com/Oysters, Clams, Cockles. If you follow us on social media, you'll get updates when new episodes drop and stuff like that. You can follow me, Ross Bolen, on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat @WRBolen, WRBOLEN. And you can also hear my voice on the Ross Bolen podcast a couple times a week, available all the same places OCC is available. The Ross Bolen podcast. Humor, comedy, animals, sports, current events, mental health, addiction, substance abuse, life, all kinds of good shit in there. Go listen to it. Barrett, where can we follow you and hear more of your voice?
@Barrett Dudley on Instagram and Twitter. And then check out my other podcast, Club Cool, wherever you're listening to this one. We talk about style, pop culture. We're actually about to go record an episode in just a few minutes here. Me and Big Phil, a.k.a. Big Philly Style.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're talking about...
I'd have calling?
What?
You don't even know.
I'd have to look at the rundown.
You're going in dry?
We're talking about...
I thought you were Lube Man.
We're talking about... I think we got jumpsuits on the document.
Look, man, you've already come up with the concept for your show. You need to go get 2 bottles of lube, and you're good. That's it. You spray them all over yourself, and you slide around here.
What we're going to do is we're going to have a great conversation, and you should go listen to it. That's all.
Club Cool. Also, the Ross Bolen podcast. Mike, thank you for sharing with us Watchmen takes, as always, and giving us the deep knowledge that you guys gain on Who Pods the Watchmen, which is another great show to go listen to if you want deeper dives and more insight into what's going on in the world and the universe of Watchmen. These guys are very well versed in the all of the, what is the word? Not the lore.
The
source material, the canon.
Canon.
Yeah, they're familiar. Mike, is it anything to say about that?
WhoPodsTheWatchmen.com. Find me at Mike Moody on Twitter. I also want to say there's a speculation in the chat that
on Twitch.
On Twitch, that maybe I'm not paying my heating bill because you're wearing your coat.
Oh no, it's quite toasty in here. It's quite toasty in here.
I just wanted to make that clear.
No,
Ross is wearing a coat for style.
Yeah, this is for personal style preference. I'm quite warm. My nipples are just fine.
Very good.
All right, we should leave now. Adios, muchachos.
Bye.
Bye.